Pain is a good teacher. It always manages to get your attention, pull you back to what really matters. The felt presence of experience becomes the only thing. It wakes you from the hallucination of life. So I've been blessed with headaches since I was 9. They've kept me grounded in life. I always knew no matter how good things were or how bad things were, it could always be worse or different. It wasn't anything I was thinking of or compelled to thought with. I always fell into my nature, and I was tethered to reality through the recoil, the polarity, expanse and retraction. So I'm always falling forward. It's just in who I am. And this headache, I'm fairly certain it's related to diet in some way. So I've always been limited in my debauchery. So I never really got into the debauchery so much, because the ironic teaching was the karma, the price was in real time, near real time, so I could understand it easily. It's very strange. I'm hypersensitive to things that don't affect other people, but the things that affect other people don't have an effect on me, so it's a very weird thing. Alright, let's talk Yod for a minute. I'm speaking. This is the local chart, so 11th house here is broader spectrum. Unity consciousness, the fellowship of the dream. Through the application of the process and the refinement of the fire that holds you to the commitment. And there is a commitment to yourself. It's deeper than you recognize, otherwise you wouldn't even be here. It's more powerful than any belief out there. There just is no language in this world to hold that reflection. You have to, you don't have to do anything, but maybe that is the eternal parents of reality, is to encourage that fire to find form in reality, to be reciprocated. Be in union through reciprocity with existence, an authentic flow. To me, that's the highest form of spirituality. Okay, you get out of this place, off the wheel of samsara, out of this prison, where do you go? It's all connected, right? This is a gift so that you can understand there's no place to go but in. Your limitation is your conception. How do you fall into the felt presence of experience in life naturally without the conditional bullshit of this place for consensus sake? And yes, I know you could never live that out in reality, but it's not, the point isn't living it out, it's the process of bringing raw spirit, Ra, the sun, the solar energies, life force from void, the eternal mother, the ineffable. So Neptune here, 29 retrograde, 29-29. Wow, 11-11. Look at this. Pisces. In evolutionary astrology, they say Neptune is the spiritual wounding. Evolutionary is, there's an intention to go beyond, to grow. I like transformative. I mean, because the intentions come and go, you know, but there's always this, the drone of existence, the pulse of existence. But let's go with it. So spiritual wounding here. The wounds of our pride. Not just, you know, what we find pride in, but our families, our communities, our species. We are a species in relation to the unity here. We are part of that diversity. There's more beyond what we can conceive. Aquarius can represent what is possible to be conceived through the ineffable. Pisces is the ineffable, beyond conception, all potential. So Aquarius doesn't need anything. It is the conviction of the reason as it becomes self-evident through possession of your fire, your realization, your felt presence of experience shared. So how can you heal your spiritual wounds? The sense of self, it has to be measured with our experiences, with our language, what we have been able to decipher within, without, what we have been able to feel within, without. Knowing that the legacy of spirit is the cultivation of heritage. And that cultivation of heritage is only a recognition. There's a lot more to it. There's a lot greater expressions that I don't have the words for. So, what is it? Rigel, the royal star? Regal? I think it's Regal. So Regal, the crown, the royal star, was in Leo for a long time. 2012 it shifted into Virgo. And this is Western tropically speaking. Every system is good, but your logic is defined by the rationale that you can find in the art of your system. So this is mine, you know, I could study all of them, I do, but once you know one system or you have a grip on it, then it's ineffable. The depth is, you can get the same information from any system. You just got to figure out your art, your language in it. So, Regal into Virgo here, the purity of Leo handed into the expression, the application, the form in motion. Virgo, mutable earth. And Virgo is on the axis of Pisces, trying to make sense of the ineffable, bringing the dream to reality, the compulsion to understand. The tension needs form, it cannot go unnamed, so you seek to bring it to form in a way that doesn't just benefit you, but the whole. And in that, you are sacrificing the purity of it. But you are still making the world a better place in the process, at least for a time, until the maturation of cycle catches up to idea, which is natural. Because we hold distinction when we do as it's required, as it's necessary. Alright, so this Yod here, spiritual wounding, and Pluto, the soul's evolutionary intention, as an idea, a concept. It is what impels the transformation. The compulsion, the obsession, the power, the exchange of relation, reciprocity through recognition. So it's a giving and a taking energy with Pluto. This is the judgment energies. Pluto is highly mutable and energetic, but it is a transpersonal planet, so the cycles are much larger. I think it's 256 years for Pluto to go around the Sun, to orbit. So it is a energy of change through transformation, deep transformation. It's the modern ruler of Scorpio, which squares Aquarius here. So you got this out of sign, out of element sextile. Both planets retrograde, both planets transpersonal. Neptune has a longer orbit, I believe. And it represents Pisces, the ineffable, and the depths of the emotions, of the ocean of your potential. Not necessarily through feeling, but through being. Because if you could feel it, you would have known it, and if you knew it, you couldn't be it. You would have been replicating something. So it's an awareness which comes before you are cast into distinction of that recognition for some sense of truth that you can hold. It's a trippy thing. So working the energies of Mercury, messenger of the gods, reworking the wiring of reason, the conditions of reason. Aquarius breaks old cult for new cult. Uranus is the father of Saturn. Saturn limits, overtakes Uranus through the castration of conception. A new idea hits, okay? Someone has a new idea, they release it to the public, everyone grabs it, they embrace it, they bring it to another level, it becomes something else. That's the casting between Capricorn to Aquarius. So from form to mind or spirit, a new culture on an old. So as the old breaks apart, and spreads, the new fills in the gaps. This is how Capricorn is forming with Libra, giving Libra something to balance above, beyond potential and reality and reason. So probabilities, potentials can be measured and known and shared. So how have you sacrificed your potentials for shared conception with others? You know, we do that in our families, in our relationships, at our work, in our societies. We do that with our own experiences, you know, because we're transforming awareness. The ring, the ding of the experiences give you resonance, give you form, and then eventually it starts to dissipate and you must create. And so if you're stuck in replication, you just hold on to it and you keep trying to bring the world in, and it's not doing the job. You're becoming that. So it's about what is and isn't you through how to apply this raw spirit into your form, into your being, to become a potential. If enough people had that kind of spirit, of course the world would change, and it is changing now. That's why this kind of energy is rising. That's why people are talking about astrology, tarot, all these occult things. That's why we're seeing the truth of our religions, and we're seeing the dividing lines so the war can rage between the cultures. And a lot of that will boil down to the religious faiths. But within that, the religious faiths themselves will be fighting themselves as they see their denials falling through absolutions, always being corrupted. You know, the transformation of Gemini with Capricorn. What wasn't on the table was to be revealed, and you will either take it and swallow your truth, or you will puke that up and hold your fire and burn it down. However that is. So do that for you. You know, figure out where's the war within you that is this world is enticing to form. How can you get a grip on that through releasing your denial so you don't have the charge of this world to pull you into those conflicts, unless it's a raw truth for true conviction of your spirit. I feel that's a natural process anyway. It's just, how deep are you in life? You know, if you're in Normieville, you are deep in experiences of the ancestors. You're making sense of it through the mundane world, through the libations, the placations, the games of the overarching parent, which is society. And if you are related, but you're not in Normieville, which is a state of consciousness essentially, then you see it and you don't get pulled into the triggers of the shadow as it lives through puppeting of the self-denial person who allows shadow to feed into circuit to keep them afloat in the shit show. How can you bring your value to this world in a way which benefits you at least? If you could do that, you're a good citizen, you're a good neighbor, you're a good child, you're a good parent, you're a good friend. And you don't have to say or do anything but what is pure for you. And you know it's pure for you if it isn't trying to destroy or hurt another in order to be. That's possession, that's the hungry ghost. Right there. If you need that dynamic in order to be, then you know you're deep possessed. But you probably wouldn't be watching this, so you're probably not in that. But you probably do know people in that, so it's good to be aware. Alright, so this is a live chart, just doing a breakdown. Now, my services, I created this channel to be unspecific. It is, Aries point is raw creativity. It's unknown potential being expressed. The meaning is to be inferred through relation to message or method. And my meaning is to be inferred through how I feel. And how I feel is related to what I do. So I guess I should start promoting. I do astrology readings for people. I have a lot of good reviews. I don't know. I've only been doing it a few years, but it's just, you have language within you. You need something to give you the voice. Astrology offers that because this is an open source API. It's a dynamic language for reason. Doesn't matter where the reason's coming from. The depth of understanding is dependent upon you. You will only ever meet anyone or this world as deeply as you know yourself. So if you are aware of this, you can meet yourself much deeper. This is much more powerful than psychology. You could use psychology with this. You could use any system with this and optimize your benefits. So if you want a reading, if you're looking for advisement on anything, just send me an email or send a note in the comments or whatever, and I can assist you. And if you're interested in learning it, I could assist you with that as well. In any case, this is a random Yod talk for this time. I'm expressing the repression here, my unconscious repressions, through all my experiences. I'm sharing that, sharing my ignorance with you. Alright, well, thanks for watching, listening, and being.